Hello, good day to everyone here in the group.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Mr. Mustafa. How are you?
I'm very, very fine. How are
Thank
you,
you.
sir?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Oh, namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good morning, Abdul Salam.
Good morning, Mala Umar. How are you? Yeah,
I'm fine.
Gida.
How was your night?
I'm very, very fine.
Ya
Yeah,
gida
it's
to ga iska nan fa ana yi abin ma yana sai zama sanyi da abin ga.
wallahi yau na ga an tashi da sanyi.
Layi ana ta iska yau.
Gaskiya ana Allah da ya taimaka mana.
Amin lokaci.
Please avoid talking vernacular languages. Talk something that we can hear also. Thank you.
Malawi, Malawi.
Don't talk.
Ana sai ake.
Allah lafiya kalau Abdulsalam. Ya kwana biyu.
Wallahi alhamdulillah. Ya mata.
Alhamdulillah.
Kaji Malawi na cewa ko a daina amfani da language din da ba sa ji.
I'm sorry, man. We are not saying anything.
I request all of you to kindly mute your
Hello.
microphone.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon from this side of
Good afternoon.
Uganda.
Thank you. Thank you. So may I request all of you to kindly mute your microphone. Shortly, we are going to start our presentation. The resource person is very much available.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Dr. Lingaswamy, good afternoon.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
You can start. 23 students have already joined.
Right, yes, yes.
The remaining will join in between. There is no issue, so you can start your presentation.
Okay, sir. Hello, everyone. Today,
Hello.
hello. Today we are going to continue the same social work concepts. Yesterday we discussed the basic professional social work concepts like social service, charity, social welfare service, voluntary action, voluntary manual labor, and social security. Today, we'll start with a new concept, social network. My slide is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Social network. In social work, the term network means an interaction, interconnection of various like-minded voluntary organizations, charity-based organizations, or non-government organizations engaged in the activity of similar objectives, created with a view to working together in a coordinated and effective manner. Here we can see like-minded organization, voluntary organization or charity-based organization, non-governmental organization. All these three words are similar. Engaged in the activity of similar objectives. In the contemporary social setup, in which the state is gradually withdrawing from the social sector, leaving it primarily to the voluntary organizations to work. There has been a mushroom growth in their numbers, and many of them singly are quite weak. Contemporary days, nowadays, state gradually withdrawing from social sector, leaving it to primarily to the voluntary organization. Based on that, many organizations was started. The number of organizations mushroom growth in their numbers, and many of them single are quite weak. It has become essential now that social networks are created to increase their effectiveness through their network and coordinated functioning. Here, like-minded NGOs, non-governmental organizations, or voluntary organizations, charity-based organizations working in a particular field in a specified areas, well-specified issues, which may be limited as a town or a city or as a broad as the entire world, come together to constitute a network of their own. Here, we can understand simply organizations working on their objectives. For example, one organization working on women empowerment at the particular place. The organization having manpower, but they don't have sufficient resources. Another side, few organizations, they can funding to the grassroots level organizations, but they don't have manpower and they don't have network in the ground level. At this specific situation, specific condition, these two organizations come together and work on the specific objective. What is the specific objectives of these two organizations? Women empowerment. So here, simply we can say, social network is simply network of NGOs. For example, one organization, Impulse NGO Network. Shortly, it is INGON, INGON. The organization Impulse NGO Network working in the area of human trafficking and children education. The organization, the network, Impulse NGO Network, established 100 plus non-governmental organizations come together, constitute a network of their own that is called Impulse NGO Network. Working northeastern region of India, they are rescuing who are the women trafficking, and they are rescued women and children. And one more organization, Voluntary Action Network in India, VANI. Shortly, VANI, Voluntary Action Network India, is a national network of Indian voluntary development organizations. The group of the network of organizations, 100 plus organizations, come together, constitute the network, Voluntary Action Network in India. Their objectives are similar, and then they are working on the similar objectives: education, health, women empowerment, and skilling. These four core objectives, based on these four core objectives, the organizations come together, constitute a network of Voluntary Action Network India. And another organization, another network, Indian NGOs Network, INN. The organization was established on the objectives of education and employment training. Around 1,000 plus organizations are part and parcel of this network, India NGOs Network. Especially the network, in this network, NGOs from southern part of India. And one more network, MEDVAN. This is network, Medak District Voluntary Agencies Network. The network, it is a consortium of 23 like-minded NGOs that are working for the development of local communities under integrated approach in United Medak District of Telangana State, India. Their aim is to provide common platform and district level forum for voluntary organizations working in the districts. What is the requirement of this network? Without NGO network, NGOs, they cannot work. Yes, they can work without this network also, but sometimes overlapping will also done. For example, one organization working on women empowerment, the simultaneously the second organization in the particular town working on women and child development. At the same time, these two organizations working on women and child development, their activities overlap because of the two organizations working area is the same. At this context, the organizations come together and constitute the network of their. Here we discuss based on the specialization or means specified area or well specified issues. Network based on areas. For example, some geographical area, Medwan, Medak district non-governmental organization association. The geographical area, uh, the network covered the particular geographical area. Another concept specified issues. For example, one organization on children education or child labor. Based on their objectives, how many organizations, who are the people, who are the organizations working on child labor, they come together and work and formed one network. So based on area, based on issue, based on their social sector. These social networks are highly useful for social work because they provide organized platforms for mobilization of required resources. Here, these social networks very useful in social work because they provide organized platforms for mobilization of required resources and formation of healthy public opinion and vulnerable sections of society. So that's why we are discussing social networks. Simply, we can say this is NGOs networks, but we cannot say like NGOs network. We are using the terminology social networks. Regarding these social networks, any doubt? If you have any experience,
Sir,
please share your experience.
sir.
Yes.
Hi, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes, Mustafa.
Yeah, I have something to say. Sir, like what I have understood about social networking is that it is only focused on non-governmental organization. I mean, those organizations that are not under the government. Is it? Am I right or not? Hello. Hi.
I can see that the definition that you have been
Hi.
given is the one that disturbs you because here he said social network is NGOs network. Just that is why you have asked that question. But otherwise, even those organizations that are under the government, they also offers social stabilization, social. So that definition is not clear. He must come up with the right definition, not only any Jaws network. It's not enough. It's not fully explained. Okay, anyway, we will continue.
Can you repeat?
Hi, sir.
Mustafa, I lost my network. Repeat your question.
I think, sir. Hi,
Yes.
guys.
Hello.
Sir,
Yes.
uh, I I get network problem. What I said recently, I said that how I understood about the social networking is that it is only focused on the non-governmental organization. I mean, those organizations that are not under the government or under the control of the government. Is it? I am. Am I right or not?
Yes. Yes. This is only
Okay.
non-governmental organizations network.
Okay.
Yes. Candidate Chema. Hello.
Hi, sir.
Anyone?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Boba.
Okay. Morning, sir.
Uh-huh.
I have something to say regarding social network. I want to say something by my understood, sir.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Share your
Yes.
experience.
In my understanding, sir, social network is the site such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, WhatsApp that can enable individuals to maintain such connections and
Yes.
stay
Yes. Yes.
informed and access. Are you hearing me, sir?
Yes. Yes. You're
Okay.
you're audible.
Okay, sir. Then stay informed and access, as well as share a wealth of information. That's what I have understood by social networks, sir.
We are learning social work, professional
Okay,
social work
fine.
concept. In social work subject, we are discussing social networks. Here, NGO network. You are saying social networks like social media platforms. That is the different. Okay.
Okay, so can
Let's
I just?
try.
Okay, thank
All right,
Yes.
thank you, sir. What I wanted to add with regard to the question, I think you just paraphrased it, sir. I just want to add to him just to make the difference clear. What he made mention with regard to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and their likes, they are all social media. But when we talk of social network, we are referring to how you connect with people socially in regard to non-governmental organizational work, either voluntary organizations or community-based organizations, where you connect with people and do something socially, not social media. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. True. True.
okay, thank you, Mahmoud.
Concept.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Morning, sir.
Anas.
Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Sir, that is what I want to, that is what I'm trying to say, and Mahmoud has said everything about what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Another social work concept, social justice. All of you know justice in terms of the distribution of opportunities and privileges within a society. Social justice is generally equated with the idea of equality or equal opportunities in society. It helps in the establishment of presently social order through removing various types of inequalities with the help of law. It has a move in favor of removal of structural and systematic inequalities because the vital thought underlining social justice is a equalization through providing special opportunities to weaker and vulnerable sections of society. The expression of social justice in its narrow sense means rectification of injustice in the personal dealing of people, and broadly it refers to removal of imbalances in political, economic and social life of people. Here social justice means rectification of injustice in the personal dealing of people. In the broader view, removal of imbalances in political, economic, and social life of people. For example, providing some special opportunities to the particular group or particular category of people. Provision towards women empowerment, like empowerment of backward classes. So here rectification of injustice in one aspect, and another aspect is removal of imbalances in political, economic, social life of people. For example, in India, we are government of India providing some reservations in political in the political aspects. Few seats allocated to the particular category people. So here social justice we can understand like provisions towards empowerment of the particular category. The general aim of social justice is to guarantee the presently and orderly functioning of society. Sharing of benefits just as to entitlements, contributions and needs of people, and imposition of punishments just as to the severity of their deviations and damages caused to society. If we cannot follow the concept social justice, what will happen? Yes, anyone can say. On social justice, if we won't follow any betterment.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Based on social uh, justice, uh, I think, or like what I understood, it merely focus on how the society should be benefit equal opportunity based on political, economic. Uh, uh, what I am trying to say when we look at the principle of equality and the principle of equal opportunity, I think based on my own understanding, it only referred to the social justice. Based on economic opportunity, every individual should not be blocked from occupying any position or office regarding to his ethnicity or background or sex. I think when
Yes.
that is what I can add.
Okay.
Okay, so social justice in a nutshell is provision of equal access and equal opportunities and provisions for everybody within the community or within the society without bias, without any inequality or termination of someone's prosperity because of not in because of prevalence of inequality within that community or society. So it's just social justice can simply be defined or be referred to as a situation where everybody in a community or a society or a given cycle where people live is given equal access, equal opportunity, and equal equitability provision in order to access that which is provided for that community. Thank you.
Is there any special provisions there in Nigeria and Malawi? Specific category or special groups?
Well, actually, in Nigeria, constitutionally it is provided, but it is not actively in play. Yes, it's not implemented because I think in the last previous session we used to have with Dr. Bivuti, we made mention to something related to this that in the situation of Nigeria currently, and which is also similar to most of the African countries right now, is that there are those policies, there are those laws, those decree and enactments that is already written, but those laws being in play is the main issue because if you're occupying a political seat that you have immunity because of that office you're occupying, then you'll be feeling superior over everybody and you'll be claiming that which is supposed to be enjoyed by everybody within the community or the society. So, including your family, your children, and everything that has to do with those equality. So, actually, we have serious issues with those social justice in African countries. Most of the African countries are facing
Yes.
same challenges of social justice. Thank you.
Without
Okay,
political
sir.
will, we cannot imagine social justice. Yes.
Hello. Hi,
Yes.
sir. Sir.
Buba.
Hi, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I want to
Yes.
say something regarding social justice in my understanding and observation, sir.
Yes.
So, when social justice is the view that everyone deserves economic, political, and social right and opportunity in the community. That's what I have understood about the social justice, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. You're audible.
I have
Hello.
understood by social justice, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I will add something regarding to what my colleague, that is Mahmoud, said. Based on in our own country, that is Nigeria. Our Nigeria social justice, honestly speaking, does it, but it does not working effectively because I'm sorry to say I am not here to dire my country or to challenge it. No, just it is honestly speaking. So in Nigeria, honestly speaking, social justice, it is based on the elite are just recycling the process among themselves only, not to the masses. But I'm not here to challenge or to die my own country.
Okay. We cannot implement any
Just as here in
transnational.
Malawi. Hello.
Yes, Emma.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, I just want to put some comment from my fellow friends from Nigeria
yes,
that the same situation they are facing in their country is just like the way it is here in Malawi. We are facing the same challenge. On the constitution, they said social justice, but to implement, they failed. For example, access to education, access to road, what transport, quite different. You can see only in towns where we can get nice roads, but if you're gonna go in rural areas, oh, especially during rainy season like this, it's a trouble. Even when you talk about education in rural areas, education service in rural areas is too poor compared to towns. Most of the schools in rural areas, they are lacking a lot of materials, studying materials. But if you can go in town, it's much better because some they have access maybe to buy uh, their own materials because they are doing something there that they can earn money. But in areas here, it's a very big problem. So that situation there in Nigeria is just like here in Malawi, or else maybe I can just say in general that in Africa there's no social justice. Social justice is on the mouth, not on the ground. Thank you, sir.
yes, yes. Not in the reality, just on the paper only. Okay. Next concept, social work. So far we discussed other professional social work concepts. Now we are going to discuss on social work. What is social work? Social work means helping to the helpless help themselves. Earlier we discussed what is social service. Social service means helping to the helpless. Social welfare service, helping to the depressed or special category people. Here social work, helping to the helpless help themselves. We will help as a social worker how to solve their individual problem, how to solve their psychological problem, how to solve their social problem. Here we will give some guidance, we will give some help with some skills, with values, with some basic scientific knowledge. So this is the difference between other social work concepts and social work. Just we will support them how to overcome their individual problem, how to overcome their community problem, how to overcome their group problem. That is called social work. The remaining concept.
Hi, sir. Good morning, sir. Please, your voice is low. We can hardly hear you.
Okay, okay.
Sir, we are not
Mic
hearing.
is off.
You can't hear at all, sir.
Your mic is off. You have muted your mic.
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. So far, we discussed professional social work concepts like social service, charity, voluntary action, social welfare services, and so on. Social service means helping to the helpless. Social welfare services helping to the privileged or depressed people, some special category of people. Here, social work is helping to the helpless help themselves, means how to the individual overcome is individual problem or social problem or psychological problem or behavioral problem. As a social worker, we will assist them how to overcome their individual problem or group problem or community problem. Just we are facilitating them, we are helping them, we are supporting them how to overcome their problem. In the charity, in the voluntary action, we did something for them. In the context of voluntary action, we will provide some material or in the name of cash or kind. In voluntary manual labor concept, we do something for community physically. Here, social work helping to the helpless help themselves. How to the individual solve his problem. Just we will guide them how to solve their individual problems or group or community problems. So this is the difference between other social work concepts and social work. Sir, I think you have doubt. Sir, how we will do this social work? Once we will get the social work skills, once we will learn social work principles, once we will learn skills, knowledge, all knowledge about the social work. After that, we will guide them, we will help them. Social work, which emerged out of the need to provide poor relief in a systematic manner, gradually grew into a semi-profession or profession. Earlier, social work, there is no profession, just provide some poor relief activity. Systematically, gradually, this grew into a profession, having expert knowledge and technical skills for effective provision of help to needy. For example, one person suffering with any psychological problem or behavioral problem, he will come to you and he will ask some suggestion from your side. You don't have any technical skills or knowledge about psychological problem, how you will deal with the particular person, how you will give some suggestion to the particular person. So here, without any training, without any technical skills, knowledge, values, you cannot give any suggestion. So first you train as a social worker. After that, you can give suggestion or you can advise to the individual who is suffering with behavioral or psychological problem. In the initial stage, it was concerned with helping people to solve their psychosocial problems which obstructed their effective social functioning. If any individual suffering with any psychosocial problems, the problem which obstructed their effective social functioning of individual. In the initial stage, it was concerned with the helping people. In course of time, it was realized that social living, as it operates at the practical plane, had three different and important levels of individual, group, and community. After some time, after course of time, it was realized social living operates practical plane at three different levels. Individual level, group level, and community level. In social work, we have 6 methods. These first three: social casework, group work, and community organization. There was need for dealing with them separately by developing 3 different methods of social work. These methods: social casework dealing with individuals, social group work dealing with group, community organization dealing with communities. After that, remaining 3 methods were developed: social welfare administration, social action, and social work research. So the first 3 methods are primary methods. The second 3 methods are auxiliary methods. We will discuss about these 6 methods next sessions in detail. These are the pillars of social work profession, social work education. You remember these 6 methods. Based on these methods, we will work. For example, an individual suffering with suicidal attempts or suicidal problems, suicidal issues, as a social worker, deal with the particular person in the name of social casework method. At that particular point of view, we will use social casework method. If there problem in the group, we will use group work method. For example, one community suffering with one particular problem, we will use, as a social worker, we will use community organization method to resolve their problem. So like the remaining 3 methods. So the entire 6 methods we will learn in detail next sessions. The global definition of social work, IFSW, International Federation of Social Work, define social work is a practice-based profession. What is practice-based profession? What is the difference between social work and other social sciences like sociology, anthropology, political science, economics? Why only social work is practice-based profession? What we are learning in the classroom, we are practice in the community or in the society. For example, we learn social casework method in classroom. After that, we will practice the social casework method in community, in society. So that's why we are using the word social work is a practice-based profession. It is like medicine. Medical students, their professors taught about anatomy or other subjects. After their theory class, they will go and they will do their field, their practical in the lab. What they learned in classroom, they will practice in lab. Likewise, social workers, social work students, what they learned in classroom, they will practice the same, whatever the content, whatever the method they learned in the classroom, they will practice in the field level. So that's why we are social work is a practice-based profession. And an academic discipline. Now we are Bachelor of Social Work, BSW, Master of Social Work, MSW program, MPhil and PhD program is there. So that's why social work is an academic discipline. Social work that promotes social change and development, social cohesion, and empowerment and liberation of people. Once we use casework method or group work method or community organization method, some change will happen. Social change and development and empowerment and liberation of people. After that, we will discuss the role of social work, where we will work, how many settings is there in social work, and the scope of social work we will discuss later. Regarding these concepts, social work, if you have any doubts, please raise your hands. Yes, Mustafa.
So, regarding
Yes.
to your explanation about as we as social workers. So, sir, at the moment or at the situation in each country, some of our problems is just already financial problem. So, is it when I found someone who needs help, I think who is facing social, who is facing a psychological problem. So how can I solve this his problem or to advise him without financially? I think uh, the social worker must use financially in order to advise someone or
Mustafa, as a social worker, you no need to spend money. First, you acquired skills and knowledge, domain subject knowledge. You can advise them, you can guide them, you can solve their psychological or behavioral or social any problem. No need to spend money. Just you guide them, you help them how to resolve their problems. But you no need to solve their problem. How to solve their problem their own way.
so maybe in the case maybe they require the money from me. So how can I solve this problem? Because there are someone who has a brain problem in our area. So when he get money, so he will become normal. But
Mustafa, you are asking how to gain fund. Yes.
No, sir, I
No,
am
no.
not asking how to get.
For social work activities. Yes. How to get fund for social work activities. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So that as a social worker, you can do something in your level as an individual. Other than you establish one organization, NGO, non-governmental organization, or voluntary organization, or charity-based organization. First you establish, and then you do work in your area.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. Muhammad Ibrahim. Hello. Abdul Salam. Buba.
Yes, sir. Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir. I just want to add to what he just made mention and to what you recently paraphrased, that social work actually is more like equipping a community or a group of people with required tools or necessary knowledge or skills in order to pursue and solve their social problems within their community or specific area or whatever. Rather, social services is just a service you are providing in order to maybe help in a time of crisis or an emergency situation to victims or whatsoever, or people related to this kind of stuff. So that's the difference. This one is just for like equipping the people with the necessary tools and skills and the knowledge in order to solve their own problems by themselves. While this one is just a service you are providing.
Hello. Okay. Ahmed Buba.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Buba.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay. I want to say something regarding social work. I also say that
Yes.
what I understood by you are saying, a social work, a person that in what I have understood regarding what you are saying, sir. Social work, a person that involves giving help and advice to people living in the community who have financial or family or psychological issues. That's what I have understood that about the social work, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
If any person from your neighbor, your area, will provide something to vulnerable sections, will he called as a social worker?
Sir, sir.
And
Yes, sir, we have it, sir.
we call
Yes,
him
can you
as a
hear me,
social
sir?
worker. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, we have it.
If an individual from your area, he will contribute some material good or cash to the individuals. Will we
Yes, we
call
have it,
him as
sir.
a
We have
social
some
worker?
organization that
Will we call him as a social
yes,
worker?
yes,
Sir,
sir.
to me in my area, I am not done.
No, that is charitable activity.
Okay,
Can you hear
friend of,
me, sir?
Who is the individual contribute in the name of cash or kind or material good?
So,
Who is the person contribute? We
can you
cannot say
hear me?
person is a
sir,
social worker. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Boa.
Can you people hear me? Yes, according to
Yes,
me,
you are
how
audible.
I understand is, are you getting me now? Are you people getting me?
Yes, you speak.
Yes.
Yes, what I can understand is like the services which assist like patients and the patient's family. Yeah, to understand and cope up with the patient's personal, emotional, and related health activity like problems. So like services that you put in on someone who has a mental problems and their families, so that to motivate and encourage them and make them just to get out of that emotional feelings. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
so I can add something. Like what I said, Shramdan. I think it is Indian language, Shramdan, Shramdan or Shramadan. Shramdan, the one who working in practice. Hi, sir.
Yes, yes. Tell me, tell me.
Okay, sir. Recently, I say that I am Shramdan. You say that Shirandam, it is mainly focused on the charity organization. I think social work is the process of helping people using and without. That is using the country or even outside the country. So, sir, I have confused about that word because I read a little inside the material. I found one word. Uh, Shivamdan. Let I write it in the chat box. Shivamdan.
Mustafa, you are close to the microphone. We can't hear you right.
Okay, sir, can you
All
hear me
of
now?
you. Yes, yes.
Okay, so like what I said, recently I made mention that Shramdan. You say that Shramdan it is only focused on the charity, is it charity organization or something like that? That is why I say that like my own understood. I understood that the social work is a process of helping people or organization within and without. That is within the country and even outside the country. So I need explanation about Shirandam.
Ramadan voluntary manual labor.
Uh,
You can do individually.
I
You
could
can do some activity for community in the name of in the it has a physical activity. In social work, you acquired some knowledge, you acquired some skills. After that, you resolve the individual problems, how the individual resolve his own problems. You can guide as a social worker. So that's why we are saying help. Social work is helping to the helpless how to help themselves. How to help themselves. If, for
Hello.
example, yes, Ahmad Mustafa Mara suffering with some uh, behavioral problem, he will approach an ordinary man. He cannot guide you. He cannot solve your problem. If you approach as a social worker, he can guide you. He can solve your psychological problem. Why? He social worker having scientific knowledge, skills, and how to solve the problem, he knows very well. He can guide you how to overcome your behavioral problem. and an individual, a normal man, normal people, they cannot solve your problem. Why? They don't have any knowledge of social work. They don't have any skill in social work. They don't have any principle in social work. They don't have any idea about values of social work. Social workers will learn values, skills, knowledge, scientific knowledge, and principles. So we can solve the individual problems. We can guide them.
Okay, sir, can I come my
point?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So, sir, to me as a social worker, so can I call myself as Shramdan? Shramdan. Is it the Hindu word, or no, it is not the
Anyone
English
can
language?
do. Anyone can do that one. You have no need of social worker. Anyone can do. If there is any problem in your area, locality, as a social worker, if water scarcity is there in your area, water problem is there, first you aware your neighborhood how to conserve the water and how to minimize water wastage, and if possible you can construct one pond for water in your area. You guide them. You resolve the water scarcity problem in your area.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
it seems like hello.
Yes,
Please,
yes.
may I continue? May I continue? Hello.
Yes. You are audible.
Yeah. All right, thanks. It seems like the guy you don't understand the word Sharamdam. Itself Shamdan, it has two words, and which is different meaning. Sharam means manual labor. The word Sharam
Yes.
means manual labor, and Dan means donation. So you must differentiate these things, because if you can say labor, which is physical, and then donation can happen physically or psychologically.
Yes.
So you have to. It seems like this guy have got a problem with this word Ramadan. Maybe you have to clarify nicely to him so that he cannot come up with those questions. But if he can understand very well, he can't come up with those questions, sir.
That Ramadan voluntary manual labor anyone can do. No need of social work. An ordinary man can also do this voluntary manual labor. Okay. Next.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, I have something to say, sir.
Yes.
If I get you, sir, you ask us about some individual persons or associations or NGO in the community who has provided social service in the community. Am I right?
Yes.
I think that you ask questions
Social
about the.
service by the individual or state or organization. Anyone can provide social service.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
For instance, if someone create a foundation for helping people, this is the number one question. If someone create a foundation for helping people solving their problems in terms of water problems, electricity, and so on. Can I call that a social worker? One. The secondly is, if I'm on my way, traveling, I got people on the road, got an accident, I pack them to the hospital for medication. Can I call that a safe worker or a charitable worker? That's my question,
No.
sir.
If you support anyone, that you help him, you help him or her, that is called social service, not social work. If you guide people how to construct the road in your locality, you aware them, you motivate them, you guide them, and how to resolve the problem by who are suffering with the problem, they themselves they can do. After your guiding, after your motivation, after your support.
Okay, sir. So what of, sir, the non-governmental organizations that help the farmers in terms of farming in raining and dry season, the ones that give them fertilizers and the spraying and the I don't know how to put it. The ones that help them in their farming and train them how to farm. How can we call that ones?
The organization working in the area of agriculture, they are providing some services. They are providing their services. The organization is working in the field of social work. We can say the NGO working in the field of social work, but the NGO providing some social service to the farmers.
Then, sir, who is the real social worker?
Hello, please repeat.
Sir, I said, who is the real social worker?
Real social worker, who are the people working in the NGO as a social worker. We'll discuss the role of social worker. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Oba. Yes.
Can I say something regarding what my colleague said?
Yes.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
I want to add, okay, I want to add something regarding what my colleague said. So I just saw some organizations in our communities who they have different kind of activities that they were engaged in the communities. So they have some program that they have doing in the communities. They call the program as a psychosocial skills or PSS. They call it as a psychosocial skill or psychosocial support. So I see the way that they have provided service on that matter. So they should engage children in a child-friendly space. Also, they should provide facilities, health facilities to those who have a psychological problem in the communities. That's what I have seen some organization did in my community, sir, as a psychosocial support.
Good example. Okay.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, for example, here in Malawi, especially under government, we have different departments. And we have one department that they call social welfare department. There are some guys who are working there, but they call themselves the social workers because they go in different communities, especially to the area they are implemented to work. They help people, especially maybe concerning the marriage problem, rights abused, those who are their rights are abused, they work with those people. Or maybe child abuse, things like that. So, as you told us that a social worker, a lead social worker, the one who work in NGO. What about those people who are working under the government department in the government department, but they offer also the same job as those people who are working in NGOs? Are they not social workers?
There is social workers working in the government sector and non-governmental sector, and community and corporate social responsibility sector.
Yeah.
We can say even social worker working in government organizations also.
All right.
Sir, hello, sir.
Okay. Yes, Mustafa.
Okay, sir. Sir, in Nigeria, sir, when I could recall, there is a lot of organization, even from the British, that's like UNICEF, and there is one organization that currently now it is working at my area. They are giving the child. It is British organization that are giving the child root. We call it in my language kwamusu for those newborns like 1 to 2 years. Yeah, for those that are not expand, that are not build their body. So they are giving the something inside the it called root, but in my language it called kwamusu. But inside it is granite, like green granite inside. So it is British organization that are giving this kind of facilities for the
UNICEF. You are talking about UNICEF. UNICEF.
yes,
UNICEF.
yes, yes. Is it the UNICEF?
Yes,
Is it
United Nations
UNICEF?
International Children's Emergency Fund, United Nations organization.
Yes.
The organization under United Nations organization, not British organization.
So, sir, is it giving charity or they are working under social services?
No, they are working on children's issue, na? Children's.
So, sir, what I am trying to say here is that is it their work? It is when we are going to call it, can we call it as social services or charity?
No, social service.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Now I will continue. So far we discuss basic social work concepts, and then next historical development of social work profession, where it will start and when it will start, how it will start, we will discuss. The historical development of social work started first in United UK, and then it expanded into USA, United States of America. Social work is a professional discipline and at present is being practiced in numerous settings and in many countries. Social workers today are employed in governmental, non-governmental organizations, private sector, industrial and corporate settings, and also work as a private practitioners also. Since evolving as a profession in England and USA, It has now spread to other countries of Europe, Latin America, Australia, Asian and African countries also. First, the profession was started in UK and then United States of America and then Asian countries, Europe, Latin American countries, Asian countries and African countries also. Now social workers are working in different sectors, government sector, governmental organizations, non-governmental organizations, private, industrial, corporate settings. Even if you have capacity in your area, you can practice yourself as a private practitioner. In the early stage of this profession, Church, the Elizabethan Poor Law, the Beveridge Report was played very important role in the development of social work profession in England. The Beveridge Report became the foundation of the modern social welfare legislation in UK. Another important initiative beginning of the charity organization society movement and the settlement house movement. These two movements played very important role the development of social work profession in England. In England, where the problem of competing and overlapping social services in London had been increasing over the years, a group of public spirited citizens founded in 1869 the London Charity Organisation Society. Samuel August Burnett was the founder of the Tonby Hall, the first settlement house in which wealthy expert students settled in an attempt to improve living conditions in the slums of Whitechapel. The basic idea was to bring the educated in contact with the poor for their mutual benefit. Before the Elizabethan Poor Law, the Beveridge Report, Church provide some material goods to the vulnerable sections. After that, Elizabethan Poor Law frames three category people: able-bodied poor, and other the remaining three entire three categories. They divided poor into three categories. Who are the people they cannot do any work? They stay only in settlement house. Who are the people have some capacity to do something? They provide some activity. And the last one, women, destitutes, children. These all are under another category. Here we can say charity organization society and the settlement house movement played very important role in the development of social work profession. These movements was started London in 1869. After that, settlements of England, like United States of America. The English Poor Law legislations and related developments provided the background for the development of American systems relief. The colonists from England brought with them English laws, customs, institutions, and ideas and implanted them in America. USA was under British rule, the colonists, the rulers from England, they brought some customs, laws and institutions implanted in America. They implemented, they fix in America also. Why USA under British rule? In the development of social work profession, three social movements played very important role in United States of America. During the last half of the 19th century, the US and UK experienced an increase in social problems as a result of rapid industrialization, urbanization, and immigration, together with the massive growth of the population. When the industrialization, urbanization, and immigration together, massive growth of the population, the population growth, the population migrated from rural areas to some urban area like Manchester in UK, New York City in America. This rapid industrialization. At that time, there was no sufficient houses. There is no sufficient facilities. The settlements of Manchester and New York City. At that particular moment, few public spirited people have started the charity organization society movement, the settlement house movement. They were provided the housing facility provided by them, the settlement house movement and charity organization society movement, who are settled in Manchester and New York settlements. In response to these problems, three social movements began that formed the basis for the development of the social work profession. First one, the charity organization societies movement, which began in 1877 in Buffalo, New York. The settlement house movement, which began in 1886 in New York City. The child welfare movement, the Children's Aid Society and Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, which began in New York City in 1853 and 1875 respectively. Before these movements, some social welfare activities, some social welfare activities in USA. Before British rule, charities, hospitals, and almshouses did not exist in the settlements like America. When British rule came into power in USA, according to Elizabethan Poor Law, Elizabethan Poor Law framed in England, the same Elizabethan Poor Law was implemented in United States of America. What Elizabethan Poor Law was said? According to the Elizabethan Poor Law, it is a responsibility of the local church to take care of the destitutes or vulnerable sections. This law framed by Britishers in England. The same law implemented in America also. Every town made provisions to maintenance of the poor by supplying food, clothing, firewood, and household essentials to persons with legal settlements who are identified by the proper governments. After that, they establish alms house. They provide some material goods who are staying in alms houses. The introduction of alms house care did not improve the conditions of the poor. Here only in alms houses, old, sick, blind, deaf, mutes, infants, orphans, beggars, children, prostitutes, and criminals were all put in these houses, and often without separation of the sexes or age groups. There is no separate alms house for women and men. So that's why the alms house model was failed. After that, the charity organization society movement. Already we discussed the charity organization movement was first started at London Charity Organization Society movement in 1869. The same charity organization was founded in the United States in Buffalo, New York City in 1877. This was modeled by London Charity Organization Society. The settlement house movement and the child welfare movement eventually made important contributions to the development of social work profession. So that's why we are learning about this charity organization movement and settlement house movement. These two important movements, important contributions to the development of profession. But it is in the charity organization society movement that the origin of the profession is to be found. Settlement house movement and child welfare movement contribution to the development of the social work profession, but the charity organization society movement that the origin of the profession is to be found. The charity organization societies established employment bureaus, loan societies, workshops, laundries, wayfarers, lodges, shelters, training centers for the rehabilitation of handicapped, blind, deaf, and crippled. Why the charity organization societies was established? They were established for different reasons, different purposes. They were established, the charity organization societies were established employment bureaus, training centers, shelters who are the homeless or houseless people, training centers to the unemployed, and rehabilitation of the handicapped, blind, deaf, and crippled. The techniques used by the friendly visitors consisted of the personal attributes such as sympathy, skill, patience, and wise advice. Who worked in charity organization society? Earlier, we used friendly visitors. After that, the friendly visitors renamed social. After course of time, we are using social worker. But earlier, in the initial period, we used the term friendly visitors. All these techniques used by the friendly visitors consisted of personal attributes such as sympathy, skill, patience, and advisors. The charity organization society friendly visitors, most of them women, are the true forerunners of the today's social workers. And another movement, settlement house movement. Settlement houses in United States began in the late 1800s and were modeled after Tony B. Hall, founded in England in 1884 by Samuel Barnett. This settlement house movement was also modeled by UK Tony B. Hall. Many settlement houses were established in cities across the country, including Chicago's Hull House, started by Jane Addams and Ellen Gates. This movement, which combined social advocacy and social services, was a response to the social disorganization that resulted from widespread industrialization, urbanization, and immigration. I think you know social advocacy. And so, you know social services. Social advocacy, I can say two points. Who are the people fight for themselves? We cannot fight for themselves. We cannot show their problems to others. In this context, we will use this concept social advocacy. You know the social services. The settlement house workers established neighborhood centers and offered services such as citizenship training, adult education, counseling, recreation, and daycare centers. The settlement house workers were young, idealistic college graduates from wealthy families. They were worked in settlement houses. For the most part, they were volunteers and community leaders and not employed social work professionals. The settlement house leaders, they believed that by changing neighborhood, they can improve communities. And by changing communities, they can develop a better society. The settlement house leaders believed first you change your neighborhood, then you can improve your community. Once you improve your community, once you change your community, then you can develop your better society. The seeds of social work methods, namely group work, social action, and community organization, were thus shown in the settlement house movement. Now we are using these social group work, social action, and community organization methods were drawn from this settlement house movement. Settlement house leaders believed changing neighborhood, then they can improve communities, and then communities, they can develop better society. Then another important movement, child welfare movement, the Children's Aid Society and the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, 1875, which began in New York City, formed the basic elements of child welfare movement. The child welfare agencies had limited aims. They were basically concerned with rescuing children from inadequate homes or from the streets and finding for them wholesome living situations. So these are the movements contribute to establishment of social work professions, to develop social work profession. We have seen how social work as a profession emerged from the charity orientation of the church to state's role in public welfare. In England, first the charity organizations was done by church only. After that, government enacted law Elizabethan Poor Law. Elizabethan Poor Law divided poor categories into 3 levels. Then after that, William Beveridge report. William Beveridge report gives some provisions to the people. So like they frame some welfare policy, public welfare policy. So here we have seen social work as a profession emerged from charity, from church to state's role in public welfare. The movements and organizations which are originated in Great Britain were replicated in United States when the English colonists settled there. First, these movements, charity organization, society movement, settlement house movement, allows movement, and child welfare movement originated in Great Britain. Then the same movements were started in United States of America. The profession then spread to other continents, and schools of social work providing BSW and MSW degrees or diploma in some cases were established in many universities across the world. Earlier, social work only as a profession. Then after that, social work providing bachelor level degrees and master level degrees or diploma and PhD also were established in many universities. Yes. Anyone have doubt? Hello. Do you have any doubts regarding this historical development of social work profession?
Sir, I lost. I get network problem, but I fix it. Sir, I have one question, but before I ask, let me explain what I.
Your voice is not audible. Hello. Any more? Mustafa, your voice is not audible. Hello. Yes, my voice is audible.
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yes. Okay. So here I'm stop the presentation. If you have any doubts regarding today's discussion. Andrew. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. In the previous unit, maybe I missed something, but did you talk about social action in the previous unit?
Yes.
Or maybe you skipped it.
next class, next sessions, we will discuss social work methods.
Yeah, I was talking about social action and social movement. Did you talk about it, social action and social movement, or is that what we are going to discuss in the next session?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
And also, I think social defense.
Okay. Mustafa.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have network. I'm facing network problem. Sir,
Okay.
I said I have one question.
Yes.
But firstly, like what I understood about the emergence or evolution of the social work, like what you say that it is started from the United States of America and the UK, when those people that are living at the
Yes, it was started at UK and USA. Boba.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can I ask some questions?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. As you say that social work has started in United Kingdom. So what I
Yes.
want to know about it, so it started by some associations or organization or by government at
First,
that
it
level.
was yes. First, it was started by some public spirited people, some by individuals only. After that, the welfare was by the government. Welfare take care by the government. Earlier, it was started by the individuals only.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for your clarification, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Any doubts? Okay. We'll close the session today. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
But
Okay. Bye. All of you.
sorry, sir.
Yes, you
So
on your
sorry, sir.
videos.
I have one. Sorry,
Yes.
sir. I have one last question.
Yes. Yes.
I want
Please.
to get clarification. Like for us,
Yes.
our intake is for July 2022.
Yes.
So I believe that our first semester was supposed to end in December 2022, but only because we have started late. So I understand the first exam we are going to write in June, I think around June this year. So are we going to write exams for BSW-121 and the BEGLA 135 only, or are we going to write for for second semester as well, like BSW-122 and 123 as well by June. I want to understand.
Yes. Yes. I got your point.
Did you get
Regional Director Tripathi sir will give you clarity on the examination point of view.
May you repeat, sir? I did not understand what you said.
Regional Director sir, Professor Tripathi sir will clarify on the examination dates first and second semester. Got my point?
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, all of you on your videos.
Have a nice day.
Hi, nice.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, son. Bye bye.
Thank you.
God bless you, sir. God bless India. God bless Nigeria. That's okay. Kagoni.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Bye-bye.
Wait, the lecture has finished.
Yes,
Alhaji Abdulsalam. Alhaji Abdulsalam.
Wallahi an tashi mana kai ko tun da kaga ya bace ka ai an tashi.
Wallahi network ina ne kuka ta wannan wallahi.
Wallahi ni kuma ba ɗaya muka wani duk sai da yanzu nan na kunna ta na kawai na ga message din su ne to ba daraja. Maza ne ko an dan saurara abin da na saurara. Amma na ga salam ya kwake mana komai za mu je ta can da can mu karba abin da muka karba.
Wallah, I lost a lot. I have basic network problem. That is why.
Yeah, Allah send you. Okay, no problem.
Malawi,
Andrew, how far?
Hey, how are you doing, Malawi?
Fine, brother.
Okay.
Hold on.
Anderson, Malam Ahmad Buba.
Inshallah.
Okay, Allah can.
Yawa.
Precious, you never leave.
Mahmoud.
Malam Ahmad Buba, yeah.
Abdulsalam, anytime your hand is raised up, Mahmoud Abuna Malam Abdulsalam, you can't try to ask questions. Kana cikin kullum tambaya amsa hannunka ma baya gajiya kullum a dage.
Kasan ni dan siyasa ne kuma shi as a politician you have to say something or even you does not have anything to say. That is why.
Okay, anytime, any moment, you are on questions. You are on just ask question, but you
know, for those that are asking question, they automatic to get something to understand.
Hello.
You ask about.
Thank you. Say Allah can.
Kai tambaya da yaran Indian.
Na?
Ka tambaya da yaran Indian. Kana so ka koyi Indiyanci ne?
Kiram da moy. amma kan ta sha gudu rabi ne na ga shi har ya tashi a minti biyar.
Rahama.
Mahmoud, our leader,
Ram,
and Stephen.
Ram, I'm good at reading people's body language. I've read your body language
Mahmoud,
several times.
Yeah?
I'm good. How are you?
gaya Mahmud muna mishi magana ya iya responding yana wa mace magana Mahmud, leader mu, team leader.
Ai, ko je na ji ya ce ma wata diya na ce wace ce diya ɗin ka kile mata aure ce ka ce diya.
Kuna specific din komai ake kuna specific dan nace mata diya kuma wani abu ne.
Ni ma ina jan ka ne ba wai ina nufin wani abu ba. I'm very very sorry.
Ka gane da kai rubutu din ka gane group ne kar ka manta akwai professors, these people are watching whatever we do, they are looking at us, and whatever it is they have to write a report. And remember, whenever there's something ongoing in here, like it will be
You're right,
affecting
Mahmoud, I just joking you, Alani. I just joking you. I am not criticizing what you have said.
Calm down. I know it's a joking between me and you, but putting it in a public place like this, they will misperceive the situation. They are
I
not
have
as they
some
are not.
suggestions that I want to talk to you about it, sir. Mahmoud.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, as our leader, so I want you to just tell some of our people's just when a teacher has to ask some questions, we cannot just wait for someone to finish his response at that time. Everybody just want to talk. So we better do it by arrange it. If someone talk, don't interrupt his speakings. That's what I have to tell you to just undermine some of our colleagues about it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Amadou, for this idea, for these suggestions. And if you could remember, in the WhatsApp group, I have posted something that about the house rules, and also on session rules. And in the rule, I made mention of
Excuse me.
about anything.
Excuse me.
Yes. Not
And some of you guys, they just want to talk yourself. There's some other guys here in class. They want to participate. But since you have started asking the questions, give chance to others. Also, they have some ideas. Class can't be only for two guys. No, some other guys who are quiet, they have also something to talk, or something to respond. But always before a teacher finish, you have already raised up your hand. You have already asking the question. Don't be like that. Let's behave.
Thank you. You are right. It's good. You are right, sir.
Okay,
So
so
next, if
the thing is, we have developed house rules and also an on-session rules. If you check and recheck all these that are posted in WhatsApp platform, we realize that there's nothing wrong with that. And if you can follow, if you can abide by those rules and regulations, we will go smoothly and have our academic session perfectly without any interruption. But you see, the situation where interruptions is coming in, and once you talk, you still want to be talking, and stuff like that, and also making some comments where it might sound an insult to someone that may not have a mutual understanding together with you. It's completely out of academic line. So my suggestion is, whenever we are in the session, since we agreed to have someone that will lead this department, let or relate all the concerns to him, to that person. Let him connect to the person, the counselor, or the person and see how far he can do justice to what the concerns are. But actually and seriously, the way we are handling this session is completely immature.
confirm, sir.
Seriously. But with regard to all this, it's just something like, I don't know how to put it, but it's just a rules and regulations. Naturally, when Google initiated,
Guy, what happened?
they put some things in place like this hand emoji. If you want to say during the session, you want to do something, you can just put it on. If the person or if the lecturer or the counselor taking the session, his mind did not reach to seeing your hands raised, it's as easy as typing it in the chat room to call his attention. But the way we used to is because we are not organized, and I'm not excluding myself. We all are behaving unprofessional in this kind of activities. I have attended several sessions online with people around the world globally, but the way we are putting it here is completely unprofessional.
Mahmoud, can I ask you something?
Okay, sorry, before you say something, Ram, I want to talk.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, good afternoon. This side it's a good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Rama.
How are you guys?
We all are good, thank you.
Okay. Now it's not our team leader. It's not all of us that are not organized. Just we wait for you guys all to complete and